Why is that a good pickup? Well, number one, if there's only like 20 of them graded by PSA, how many more could really be out there? A lot of people just like to get their stuff slabbed up. People probably don't even know about this card or know that they have them or know that it's worth anything. What's going on, guys? We're here with another video. We've been doing a few of these. This one is going to be about cards that I am buying versus cards that I stay away from. A lot of people get an idea from the videos, you know, the vlogs and everything, but this one I want to get into it as to exactly what I'm looking for, stuff that I'm actually holding on to, as opposed to stuff that when I'm buying for the shop or for myself, I stay away from. There are a few things that I'm always looking for, no matter what. Doesn't matter the time, what's hot, or whatever it may not be, because to me, it's always going to be hot. The three categories that I absolutely love as a long-term investment, as I'm looking through some right now. Without further ado, I'm gonna go into some non-sports stuff. This stuff's a little more obscure, especially the older stuff. Just stuff you don't really see. Like, for example, I have two Tony Hawk Exquisite Autos. Every kid that was born in the 90s or 2000s pretty much knows Tony Hawk, or you've heard his name before. One of the best skateboarders, probably the best skateboarder of all time. These are both numbered to 20, different colors, but Tony Hawk, one of those non-sport guys you can't go wrong with. I'm also a big Marvel guy, so something like this is a card I'll be holding on to. Patrick Stewart as Professor X. That is a cool one that's also on card. This is from 2000. This isn't even like a Topps or Panini card. This is an Upper Deck card. So they got Upper Deck, and there's some other brands in here I've never really heard of, or some of you guys haven't heard of, unless you really know the non-sports market pretty well. I actually picked up a couple at the Chantilly show this past weekend. Got a Bob Marley rookie card. It's his first card. 20 of these in existence. And then they got a Panini Snoop Dogg sticker rookie. I believe that is also his first card. There's only 21 of these graded by PSA, the Bob Marleys. So I thought it was a smart pickup. The guy talked me into buying it, and I haven't seen another one in a 6. So I thought that was a pretty good pickup. Why is that a good pickup? Well, number one, if there's only like 20 of them graded by PSA, how many more could really be out there? A lot of people just like to get their stuff slabbed up. People probably don't even know about this card or know that they have them or know that it's worth anything. I'm not a big Bob Marley fan, but I can respect the legend. He just had a movie come out, so I didn't feel like it was a bad pickup. Snoop Dogg, everybody knows Snoop Dogg. You don't have to like rap to like Snoop Dogg. He's just an icon across pretty much everything. Another music card that I like, Ozzy Osbourne. This is the only one graded. These aren't super uncommon, but this is 2002. Inkworks is a company that made a lot of the non-sports stuff in the early and mid 2000s. This is a die cut, pop one, none other graded, probably like $100, $150 card. And you guys know I love my Sopranos. So here's another Gandolfini Pop Century auto from 2013. That one's numbered to 5. And then Tony Sirico, this is a pop one. I actually bought this raw on eBay and graded it. It came back at 10, number to 25, aka Paulie Walnuts. So stuff like this in general, I mean, the common theme here is this is stuff that you don't see a lot of. Here's another one, J. Jonah Jameson, J.K. Simmons. Big Spider-Man fan from back in the day. He's actually a Tigers fan in real life, J.K. Simmons, so that's pretty dope. Back with the music, there's Justin Bieber. That's another card I feel like is kind of timeless. Is rookie autograph. This one's numbered to 299. Again, I'm kind of just giving you guys examples of like what is the long-term play, because if I don't sell them, I don't really see any of this going down. Here's another one. This is a Pop 5 Nick Offerman. I'm not a big Parks and Rec fan, but that's still pretty cool. Only 5 of these graded to 10. Graded that myself too. Other than that, and I'm a big wrestling fan, so always buying wrestling stuff. For example, here's like a Bret Hart auto. This is the first auto set that Topps put out for wrestling in 1998 WCW. That's an on-card Bret Hart auto. So these autos I'm always buying. Any auto in the 99, 98 WCW Topps set, those are hard to come by. Another thing, just like early Topps Chrome refractors. So this is Paul Heyman. I believe this is a Pop 1. This is an atomic refractor. Just a cool card. A guy that's never gonna go away. Everybody's gonna know who Paul Heyman is. And then a little bit more wrestling here. You got a Ric Flair rookie, and then I hadn't seen this until this past weekend at Chantilly. 1974 Yakamatsu New Japan. Basically like a cutout mini card of Andre the Giant, and then a Ric Flair Wrestling All-Stars rookie, graded a 5. This is the first basically wrestling card set that ever came out, and there's I think 2 or 3 different years, and there's about 200 to 300 different cards in that set. Iconic card. This is the rookie one. That's a good one to get signed. He actually upcharges to get that signed. Anything old school like this that you see, always a buy in my opinion. This is a newer Prism 2023, but Sandman doesn't have a ton of stuff out there. It's a 101 black Prism, one of the best entries of all time. I'm a big Stranger Things fan, so here's an 11 autograph, aka Millie Bobby Brown. I've had this one for a few years. It's a PSA 9. It's not too crazy, but I think this is worth like 800 to 1,000. I think this is a series 1. Yeah. Another thing that people like are celebrities in the background of a card that end up making the card valuable. So you got Drake in the background over here, so some people consider this his rookie card. card. So I don't know if this is worth 200. That's an old sticker, but Drake's in the background there, so people like to see that. And then I have on the wall one of my favorite cards, Young Dolph, one of my favorite rappers of all time, and then Key Glock. They're in the background there, and actually they found out after the fact that the Tuies from The Blind Side, the Michael Orr story, they're in there as well. When Young Dolph died, this card went crazy. So non-sports, anything like that, I think is a good pickup. It's not super mainstream, even though it is in the public eye, but the collecting world, I think it's something that's untouched and something that I like to pick up. My number 2 thing that I like to pick up are like nasty game use patches and stuff. Now I've showed some of these before, but Mike Trout All-Star game worn warm-up patch. Obviously didn't wear it in the game, but still to me, basically game worn because it's a warm-up jersey. That is nasty. This one's from the All-Star game, Mike Trout jersey. Both numbered to 6 on those. This is his first All-Star game jersey, and that's the second one. And then this one's a game used Letterman 1 of 1, the O from Trout. So that one is also pretty cool. So stuff like this kind of goes hand in hand. There's 2 things. So number 2 is game used patches and cool patches. The other one is GOAT stuff. Like Trout, his market fluctuates because he's still playing and he gets hurt a lot. Just frustrating, but whatever. So stuff like that, I always feel like is a smart pickup. You really can't go wrong. The lower number, the rare game used patches are always dope. These also kind of go hand in hand. So I count this as number 3. Unique old school stuff that you will never see anymore. For example, I have 2, 4, 6 different like bat barrels or like logo mans. These are all old Upper Deck. Upper Deck, as you know, hasn't made baseball cards since what, 2008 or 2009. But I'll go kind of one by one here. It's like a Gary Sheffield, should be a Hall of Famer, 500 home run club. Guy's a legend. Everyone's going to know Gary Sheffield, his stance. Lance Berkman probably won't be a Hall of Famer, but another great player. Greg Maddux was a pitcher, and this is a game used 101 bat barrel. I thought that was pretty unique. Obviously not known as a hitter, he's a pitcher. Mike Piazza, this one is numbered to 5, Hall of Famer, one of the best catchers ever. Manny Ramirez should be a Hall of Famer. That is numbered to 2, game used bat barrel. And then a Josh Hamilton, who was the best player in baseball for a few years. This is a game used 101 rookie bat barrel from what I believe is only 101 rookie bat barrel. So I picked that up. Unique stuff like this is stuff that if I put a price on it, maybe I'll bring some of these to the National, but if I put a price on it and don't sell it, I could care less if they sell or not, because how am I going to replace these? As a collector and someone who does cards full time, it's always cool to like kind of see what people want from your collection if you do put it out and what they're willing to pay up. Because a lot of people think just like me, and this is the kind of the advice I'm giving, stuff out there that you don't see is always worth kind of jumping on. Sometimes you might overpay. If you like the card enough and are willing to hold it, then eventually you put it out. Someone who else wants the card more than you will end up paying with you. Talked about some of the stuff that I'm looking for. Here's some of the stuff that I'm not looking for particularly, but if I'm able to buy it at a good enough price, I might buy it. For example, prospects. So I'm taking this Max Clark out, for example. As a Tigers fan, yeah, I like it. I actually graded this one out of 10. Prospects are always risky, and I tend to stay away from a lot of the higher end stuff when they come out. One, because product hype is always crazy when, you know, like Bowman or Bowman Chrome comes out. So all the big guys, like I got a Dylan Cruz here, came out, he was a guy in Bowman, wasn't doing so well in the minors, so his stuff came down. Doesn't really matter how good anyone's doing. Anyone who comes out in Bowman or Bowman Chrome usually ends up tanking after like a month. Very few guys go up. Like Wyatt Langford was like kind of an exception because he made the team out of spring training when Bowman Draft came out shortly before he made the team. So that's like kind of one exception, but Bowman Chrome, unless you're in it for the long haul, kind of tough, but it's an easy, usually a quick flip. If you can get some low numbered stuff at release and then flip it shortly after, like this card at release is probably $2,000. Now in a 10, it's probably like, just guessing here, 800 to 1,000, even a 10. That's $2,000 raw was worth. So keep that in mind. Another thing, and I'm not gonna show it, we'll just pop it up right here. Victor Wembanyama, guy's a monster, guy's an alien, guy's a great player. There's no doubt about that. But that's one guy I'm staying away from. Unless I'm able to buy his stuff cheap enough. A month ago, Victor Wembanyama PSA 10 prison base were probably $300 to $350. Now I know for a fact they're comping like $130 to $150. So you're talking about like a 70% decrease, mostly because there's a ton out there. People are grading them, and there's more and more 10s in the database. So the more stuff that comes out, the lower the value is going to be. I also look at it like he has 0 Panini rookie autographs. He's a Topps Fanatics exclusive guy. Eventually, when Topps gets the license and starts making NBA licensed cards again, he's never going to have a Topps rookie auto. It's going to be his first Topps NBA uniform auto, but it'll never be a true rookie autograph. Anyone else, once your rookie autographs are out, after all these years, I'll use Derek Jeter and Albert Pujols as an example. Once you have all these autographs out and your autograph's kind of rare, scarce for a guy like Pujols and Jeter, these guys weren't really signing when they were playing. They had a little bit out there, but not much. As they retired, towards the end of their careers, Fanatics Top started taking over. They're becoming the main guys in a lot of these products, and the more products that come out, the more Derek Jeter autographs are out, the more Albert Pujols autographs are out. So I kind of like did an estimate. You're looking at like anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 autographs of those guys coming out a year. So yeah, they're great players and they should be worth a lot of money. But when you're putting getting, you know, 4,000 autographs of these guys in the market every year, then yeah, the demand is going to be there for them, but the supply will eventually over exceed the demand and there'll be more out there, and that price will tend to drop on them. So there's some kind of like method to the madness here, and definitely stay away from new release stuff unless you're trying to buy it and flip it fast, or you're trying to buy someone and hold them long term. If you believe in them, that's all for you. But touching on the Bowman Chrome stuff again, Max Clark might not make his debut for like 3 years. Spencer Torkelson put a lot of money into him. Guy's in fucking AAA right now. I'm getting torqued on that shit. I learned my lesson there. I still do believe in him, but I'm getting smoked right now. Don't want anyone else to get smoked. And it happens. I'm admitting an L, but don't make the same mistake as me. Watch this video, take your notes, do your thing.